What's going on? Rohan Dhawan here, and welcome to this brand new video where I'll be showing you exactly how to handle sales call objections. This means whenever you are on a call, do you sometimes get objections like,
I need to think about it, I need to talk to my partner, I'll let you know after a while. Do you have some resources that you can send to me? What is your proposal like?
If you're tired of getting objections like this on the sales call, then this video is going to benefit you a lot. Now, just before you actually move forward along with the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you're tuned in whenever I release a new video. Now, that being said, let's get straight into the breakdown. Now, the video that you're about to see right now is a quick role play that I did with one of my team members here at Uability, where I'm teaching them how to handle objections. Now, today I want to do something different, right? Rather than giving you some sort of script or some sort of words that you can mug up or ratify, what I want to give you is actually a framework, a 3-step framework that you can utilize right now in order to handle objections successfully, right? So let's get into that framework at this point of time. Now, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a live demonstration of how I'm handling one of my team members' objection over here. And then I'm going to show you the 3 steps that you can utilize in order to gain tremendous benefit from the same. So let's get started.
So thanks for sharing all this, man. And honestly, man, like the very heavy budget for me right now. I can, I would need some, if you have some, can I break it down or get some discount or something?
Got it. Firstly, I appreciate you sharing that with me, Shaurya. Okay? Because not a lot of people, share their concerns very openly, right? So I'm glad that you acknowledged it and, you're sharing that with me.
So as you can see, what I'm doing is the first step is I'm acknowledging the prospect, and in fact, I'm typing it and kind of explaining it to Shaurya as well, what I'm doing exactly. Now, it's very, very important that as soon as, a prospect gives you an objection, rather than just fighting it out clearly,
hey, no, that's wrong. Here's what the truth is. This is what you should do instead. Oh, this is not expensive. Whatever, right?
It's very important that you truly understand and appreciate the prospect for telling you the inputs, because most people don't even do that. So you have to acknowledge and give the prospect the validation that, hey, you just did a good job over here by actually telling me the truth. And you have to acknowledge that fact, right? So one good thing that you can always do is I understand that and totally appreciate your concern. And then what you do is you basically say something like, do I have your permission to ask something, right? This is when you usually add on your own point of view or you move on to the next step. But it's very important that you acknowledge and appreciate them for telling you whatever they just mentioned to you. Okay, so let's listen to this call further.
So that being said, Shaurya, let's break this down into 2 parts, because your question has 2 parts, right? The first part is it's expensive, right? And then the second part is
Discount. Break it down.
Yeah, that you want discount, right? Now, Shaurya, let's talk about the first thing. When you say that it's very expensive, may I ask, how did you lead to that conclusion?
So as you can see, what I did is, now over here, Shaurya being the prospect gave me 2 objections. The first objection was that, this is too expensive, right? And then the second thing that, Shaurya mentioned to me was, is there any kind of discount available? Right now, what a lot of people do is, or what a lot of sales people do is, they just simply go and start, handling the objection straight up, which is not the correct thing to do. You have to first totally understand what the objection is, break it down into parts, and then ask them a question, which, brings you to step number 2. Now, once you have broken down the objection, right, completely, now, as you can see, this is exactly what I did over here. I first understood, okay, Shaurya, let's talk about your objection number 1, which is the fact that, you believe that whatever I'm offering over here is too expensive. That is why I'm asking him a question now that, may I ask you, Shaurya, you believe that this is expensive compared to what exactly? How did you lead to that conclusion that this thing is expensive? So for example, tomorrow you go to the market and you're trying to buy potatoes and you find that, okay, this potato is let's say available for 50,000 rupees a kg. You'd automatically be shocked, right? You'd be like, this is too expensive. And then if the sabji wala asks you why is this expensive, then you can at least say that, ordinarily if you go to a sabji wala, potatoes per kg don't cost 50,000 rupees. So there are other things out there which are available for the cheaper amount. That is why we need to actually get the right comparison over here, that Shaurya is comparing us to who, right? And how did he lead to the conclusion that this is expensive, so that we can handle the objection appropriately. So step number 2 is asking, which is very, very important.
Like, I was probably expecting something like 80,000 to 1 lakh for everything. So like, of course, when you told me, I was like taken, a bit by surprise. So for that, around like 80k or something, I was, like prepared to like, move forward with something, because that's what I've come across with other people also, 80k, 90k. But over 2,36 is, expensive.
Got it. Makes sense, man. Now, when you say like, you were prepared for like 80k, I'm just like really curious to know what made you come to that conclusion that it is worth 80k or something like this should be worth 80k.
No, it doesn't. I didn't come to the conclusion that it's worth 80k. And it's just expensive for me. It's not like I'm saying, oh, you're not right in, asking for that price point. It's just expensive for me. And I thought, chalo, ye sab ho raha hai, to chalo, baki log bhi aaju baaju, similar things hi kar rahe hai. So probably itna expensive nahi hoga, maximum 1 lakh, 1 lakh 10 or something, maximum.
Got it. And these people जो आजू बाजू fame कर रहे हैं, are they also able to produce with guarantee the kind of results that you are being promised as well? Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody has like a different results and everything, but people are getting results, no? Yahan pe to.
Got it. So I'm just curious to know why specifically then you did not go for those options thus far.
So one thing that you're now about to realize is that even though now a lot of naive sales reps would, take this as a financial objection, which is not the case, because what you're about to find out very, very shortly is that this is uncertainty that Shaurya has against whatever I'm offering, because of which he's doing all this comparison, and because of which he's thinking that whatever price point that I quoted to him is super expensive compared to the other options available. So watch how I'm able to actually ask further questions in order to get this understanding of the same. And also what I'm doing is I'm basically also like asking him relevant questions that, hey, whatever other program or whatever that you saw on the internet, is it really able to produce the outcome that you desire? For example, you come here and tell me that, Rohan, there is a Maruti Suzuki and there is a Mercedes, right? So Rohan, the Maruti Suzuki is available for under 5 lakh rupees or whatever, but the Mercedes costs like 50 lakhs or whatever. Why is there a difference of 10 times? Well, you know the logic, right? Mercedes is a brand, there's better quality material used, better engine, whatnot, right? And similarly, what you're trying to understand is how is the comparison being made? And that's exactly what I'm trying to do over here.
And sign up for their solutions.
Because I was looking for what, exactly what you're offering. So, that's why just like I said that I'm 100% in. Like I want to do this, but like it is very expensive, and I would probably need to like just sleep on it and, see kaise kar sakta hu main.
Okay, got it. So basically what I'm understanding is that you do understand that what we are offering is of higher value than the other people that you have been comparing us against, because of course you didn't know that before this call, and now that you are, and now that you've heard everything, you realize the importance of it. However, it's just a matter of now making it financially. Is that correct, or anything else holding you back?
No, that's correct.
Okay, got it. So it's just a financial matter, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. So earlier on this call, Shaurya, you mentioned that you were, like saving around 1 lakh rupees a month in net profit. I'm just curious, for how long have you been saving that for consistently?
Just started like 2-3 months ago.
Okay, so would it be appropriate for us to say that our current cash flow reserves for an investment like this might be around 3 lakhs in our bank account?
I've got around 1 lakh 80, 2 lakhs.
Okay, got it.
1 lakh is, just occupied somewhere. It's for a thing that I have to do.
So see, now even though Shaurya said it's finances, I basically asked him indirectly how much money he has in it. Actually, not indirectly, it was pretty direct. How much money he has in his bank account, right? And I kind of referenced to the conversation we had earlier on this call, right? So this is pretty interesting. And as you can see, now I know that money is not necessarily the objection, because he does have 1.8 to 2 lakh rupees in his bank account. So watch what happens next.
Got it. So would you say it's more appropriate to say that it's the nerves that might be stopping you from actually taking this action, because you only have 1.82 lakhs in your bank account, and you're kind of scared that if you put all that away, how exactly you'll be functioning the business and everything else? Or is there anything else as well financially that you might want to consider?
Yeah, like that's definitely there, of course, like, and all at once if I have to, spend it and everything. But like, yeah, if I do this and if it doesn't work out, like, like I am not a tech guy, a funnel and all karna, and plus like sales also. What if I don't close a deal?
Right, absolutely.
So as you can see, I've moved on to step number 3, which is where I'm trying to address the truth. Like, give me the truth, Shaurya. It's not the money. What is it? Is it nervousness? Are you scared? Or are you just like uncertain that this might not work?
It's a legit concern, man. If I was you and I was making like an important decision like this, I would be probably worried about an outcome like this. So, Shaurya, what I'm sensing from what you're saying right now, in addition to finances, there is also a little bit uncertainty regarding the process that if it might give us the desired outcome, which is high ticket clients and help you reach that 5 lakh a month target that you desire. Would that be a little bit appropriate, or could that be a reasoning as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure because, I have been a part of programs before, like I told you in the beginning of the call. And like, I have been like, even though they were charging lesser than what you were charging, but like, I told you about the time when I got, scammed and stuff. Not exactly scam, but like I felt it was scam because कुछ मिला नहीं. So I'm like, अभी फिर से same चीज करो. It's like, I don't.
Got it. So, Shaurya, when you say like you were scammed in those programs earlier, right? What do you think really happened?
I told you, right? कि मतलब वही था कि मतलब बोल रहे थे charging, but ज्यादा कोई results तो आए नहीं किसी को भी. मतलब मुझे भी नहीं आए. मेरे साथ और जो हमारा 50 लोग का बैच था, only like 10 people, 15 people like saw some results. The rest of the people were just like, okay, just saw some money, but that's it, not a lot.
Now we can actually find out what the real truth is, and Shaurya has finally admitted that he's just like uncertain because he got scammed in the past because he took some sort of online program where some people got results but he did not. Now let's find out, was it actually the fault of the old program or was something lacking on Shaurya's end?
Got it. So it's basically like, some people got results, some people did not, and you just happen to be unfortunately amongst the people that did not get the result, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that happened specifically though?
Because yeah, I mean, it was nothing like, it was, I don't know, I was barely even working on it because there was nothing to do. Very generalized information, and they took like 50K from me. Something that I probably already knew and like, saw on YouTube.
Would you agree that paying 50K wouldn't allow you to actually get the kind of information that you desire in order to achieve an outcome like 5 lakhs a month?
Could be. I mean, there's a lot to, 50K is a big amount, so people can, like, I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big amount.
Is it big compared to 60 lakhs per annum? If it could get you?
No, not really.
Exactly, right? For example, Shaurya, like if I was to, go outside your house right now and put up an advertisement saying that here's a Bandra villa available for only 10 lakh rupees, would you actually go and buy it?
Yeah. No.
Would you?
I mean,
why not?
Bandra villa, yeah, for sure. Why not?
Salman Khan's villa available for just 10 lakh rupees. Would you believe it?
No, I wouldn't believe it, but I would buy it if it's there.
But it's not actually, like if an advertisement just says that, won't you have like any kind of doubts or questions around it?
Of course I would.
So won't you say it's like a little bit inappropriate for us to just assume that 50K could actually help us get the outcome of 60 lakhs?
This is a pretty nice technique that you can utilize anytime, whether you're selling fitness coaching. So tell me something, right? If I could help you lose that 30 kgs, right? Like if somebody's like, well, I don't want to pay you more than this amount. Let's say I don't want to pay you more than 5,000 rupees, right? And they're telling you I want to lose 20 kgs and gain back my health, right? So you can always reference to this example. Hey, tell me something. If Salman Khan's house was available for only 10 lakh rupees, would you believe it? No, you won't believe it, right? Because it's very difficult. Because look at the property rates in Mumbai, especially Salman Khan's house, right? So similarly, in order to achieve the outcome that you're desiring, if you want to lose that much weight, if you want to make that much money compared to where you are at this point of time, it just doesn't justify. So your thinking process is not appropriate, and you must understand that if you have the goal to make so much money with your business, you must learn how to invest at least something appropriate, at least 5% of it or 10% of it in capital to learn the knowledge to be able to build that. And that's the point that we are trying to prove over here, because we are trying to address the uncertainty that happened in the previous program.
Would you say that there's a possibility that since we have operated with these old beliefs in the past, where you took this program and it did not give us the desired results, and after that, since you had this massive trust issue, you decided to go 1 year without any kind of external help, which basically caused you to delay your process even further, as opposed to just finding the right, person for yourself? Do you think this costing you, 60 lakhs per annum is what could be possibly stopping you from moving forward?
Sure it is, I'm sure. I mean, this can, this could be a limiting belief, and I'm sure it's like stopping me from experimenting, but like, yeah, like still seems a lot of money, like.
Right, it does. But if it does get you the 60 lakh with a surety, it's a matter of then you getting that assurance that this will get you there. Because if it could, you would literally just make the payment right now, correct?
Yeah, if you could guarantee it, I mean, for sure, like I could like at least pay something, like I would get started.
Okay, makes sense. So just so that I'm hearing correctly, if I could actually provide you with that assurity that this works for sure, you're open and willing to actually put down a payment right now and commit to this process. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, we are talking about like, assurance, right? You're basically talking about assurance in terms of you at least hitting your outcome or at least you recovering your investment that you're putting in. Am I correct?
I'm talking about making those 5 lakhs per month.
You're talking about making those 5 lakhs a month, got it. Which would require you to generate around about 30 appointments. Am I correct? That we calculated earlier on. So keeping that into mind, Shaurya, right? I just want to ask you, let's say throughout those 3 months that we'll be working together, and let's say you do need help and you're stuck with like a problem that you're not able to solve. Would you be kind enough to actually raise your hands and ask for support whenever needed?
Yeah, I've always done that for sure. Like, yeah.
Got it. And Shaurya, when things might become a little bit challenging and may not result in the exact direction that we want, because of course this is a business that we are doing where things aren't 100% straightforward.
So notice one thing, I didn't just give him the guarantee just because he asked for it. I'm first like getting some commitment. Hey, would you actually take the action necessary to get the result? Or you're just gonna sit and like expect me to do everything and you're not probably gonna get results. And this is a good technique that you can also utilize in order to get filtered and qualified people to become your clients. Because otherwise what will happen is you'll just get a bunch of people who think that, hey, if I join your program, there'll be 100% freedom automatically. I'll just hit some sort of button and then I'll just get rich, or I'll lose weight, or I'll fix my relationship, whatever that you're doing, right? So it's very critical that you do this appropriately.
Forward, would you be open towards taking some coaching and seeking help regarding that matter as opposed to just giving up completely?
Sure, yeah, I'm gonna put in all the work, like of course, because itna bade paise de raha ho, to why not?
So you are saying that you will actually complete all the curriculum that we will tell you, attend all the calls and seek all the coaching from the experts that we have just present to actually help you achieve this outcome. Is that correct?
For sure.
Got it. So this means, Shaurya, the reason I'm asking these questions, if you can actually commit towards doing that and following the SOP that we'll be creating for you exclusively on an onboarding call, right? This means if you can do that, I commit to you a guarantee from my side that you will achieve these 30 appointments by building a VSL funnel just like how I did. And failure to do that, you can have your money back. Is there any coach that you have come across who might have actually ever made this claim in India?
No.
How does that make you feel?
So this money back, like, how would that work?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple, man. Like, you do everything that we are telling you. We're going to write it down and come into agreement between each other. It's going to be straightforward work, like building a simple funnel, selecting a niche, building a sales process, exactly like what I talked about. You're going to commit towards adhering to it. And if at the end of the whole thing, you follow every single thing that we have laid out and you find that, man, this is like not useful at all and this is not working, and you tried seeking help from us and we are like, no way, Shaurya, F you, we are denying help, you are entitled to your money back.
Are you sure these things work?
Do you want it in writing?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
I would do that.
Nice.
Do you have cash or credit?
As you can see, deal closed, right? So that's how you go about like handling objections, right? So that's like the 3-step framework that I really wanted to provide to you. The step number 1 is just always, whenever you get the objection, appreciate the prospect for sharing the same with you. Then what you need to do is you need to seek their permission to ask a question. And that's when you move on to the next step, that, hey, can I ask you like dash, whatever like the question is, right? In regards to whatever that they stated. And then what you need to do is you need to address the real truth, that could there be a possibility that as opposed to what you just said, there could be another belief that's holding you back, right? Now, what exactly these beliefs could be, of course, this will come through a lot of experience of you working with different kind of clients, because eventually you'll start to understand, what are the various kind of beliefs that your prospects hold when they like talk to you. For example, over here, one of the beliefs that Shaurya had, and this is something that I know because I've coached a lot of people who take different kind of programs and then come to us, and then they start blaming the other gurus because they did not get results. But then it's very important for them to realize, hey, that the guru, on the other hand, while they are my competitors, it's not my job to just bash them all the time, but also to make the prospect understand that, hey, you need to be a better student and a better client as well in order to get the outcomes even with us. So that's how you do it. Use this 3-step framework in order to handle any kind of objection that you get on a sales call. And I hope videos like such help you. If they do, don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know what you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.